It is interesting, right? I want you guys to look at this. These go back from April 2021. These are all items, okay? So it was 0.8%, and this is what we looked at last month. It was 0.8%, 0.6%, 0.9%. And then in July, it dropped to 0.5, 0.3, 0.4. But now it's interesting. It's going back up right now. It's back to zero point 0.9. Actually, the highest it was all year, or since April, not all year, since April, which is very interesting. Because when you think about this, it's weird this number comes out right in the midst of them inflation, 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 inflation. And all of a sudden we have a 4-month high. Now, a lot of people would point to the fact this may have something to do with the huge supply chain issues that we're having. But I'm telling you guys, this is all smoke and mirrors. Beware, the rug is going to get pulled out from underneath everybody. So
Well,
let's move on. Let's talk about YouTube censorship. Go ahead.
yeah, no, we can talk about that. I just wanted to say real quick, it's all tied together. This is all the supply chain issues, the tightening and loosening of the dollar. This is all, trade games played on a global macro level. Goods, consumption, dollar printing, currency battles. It's all connected. It's not, none of this works in isolation. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, absolutely not. It definitely all works together. Okay. I hate when they do this.
Oh yeah.
You can't. The title disappears. Here. All right. You want to talk about censorship? We talk about censorship a lot in terms of YouTube trying to censor creators, right? Like YouTube not giving notifications for our videos, even though people click, they want notifications. Certain things like we have to say the word pandemic. We can't say the C word because if we do, our videos get demonetized, right? We talk about censorship in relation to creators. But what I would talk about here is what about you as the YouTube user? As the user of YouTube, you're being right now at this very moment censored. Now, what does this have to do with? The dislike button. So you guys know right now you can still dislike this video. It'll show you how much, how many people dislike it. But in reality, this is changing. So YouTube's latest change to reduce their impact on creator has sparked an online storm. Critics have come out in full force against YouTube's latest big move to stem an ugly trend it believes is ruining the platform. YouTube has announced it will no longer show the amount of dislikes on videos. Sorry, haters. In a new move to reduce targeted dislike attacks and their impact on creators. You guys are going to love why they did this. It is unbelievable. Starting from today, which right now, I mean, I can still see the dislike button. Starting from today, users will no longer see a public dislike count. However, they will still be able to register a thumbs down on the video for the uploader to view in private. This comes after lots of research, testing, and consideration. YouTube announced this morning. The move reflects Instagram's now redacted strategy to remove like counts from posts to apparently minimize the stress of posting dislikes. Creators will still be able to see the dislike counts for the community tab in YouTube Studio, alongside dislike counts for live streams. So that's why we're still seeing it here. You can still dislike live streams. Interesting. Unfortunately, research teams, which once again, I know why that is, research teams at YouTube had found that there's a whole other use of disliking a video that I've never experienced. Groups of users have been targeting the dislike button to drive up the count, turning it into something of a game with a physical scoreboard. Everybody doesn't get a trophy, I guess. Let me refresh this here. They're trying to stop me from talking about this. So why did they do this? They did this because of the President of the United States of America. His videos are getting so many dislikes. It is basically a campaign against him in dislikes that YouTube has now decided no creators can get dislike buttons to save the president from the embarrassment of getting all the dislikes on his videos. It's unbelievable when you look at a president with such low approval ratings as he has today, and I'm not trying to make this political, but I'm just saying, like, think about this. His approval rate, I think, is somewhere around, I actually have no idea, but let's just assume it's 40%, okay? That means 6 out of every 10 Americans think he's doing a bad job. Compare that to the number of dislikes that he gets on videos, and he should have way more dislikes than likes. If that is the approval rating, if that's what people think about his job, and I have no idea what it is.
42%.
42%. Okay. So 58% of Americans think he's doing a bad job. So they're trying to save the embarrassment, and they're censoring you as the user to keep the president from being embarrassed. And I think that is absolutely, despicable by YouTube,
Well,
because this affects all creators. I've always liked the dislike button. I want to know when people don't like something.
regardless of, I mean, obviously it affects creators, but regardless of that, it's an extremely slippery slope and showing the signs of very overreaching censorship where, we look at other countries and it's like, oh, they're not allowed to say anything bad about their government or their leadership. That's extreme, authoritarianism or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's a dictatorship. They're not allowed to speak out against their leaders. And this is the first step of that happening here in the United States when they do it on social media platforms and censorship, when they don't let you express your freedom of speech on the internet because they say for whatever reason they should be allowed to suppress it. It's very dangerous, extremely dangerous.
It's a very slippery slope. There was actually a woman who was thrown. I saw this on TikTok. She was thrown out of a hockey game because she had a shirt on that said "Let's go, Brandon."
Wow.
They threw her out of the game for a shirt that said "Let's go, Brandon." We are living in 1984. We are living a world of censorship, and it's only getting stronger. And so many people are putting their hand up to the government and saying, "Pay me and you can do whatever you want. Pay me and you can do whatever you want." And it is really, really, really embarrassing, to be honest with you. I never thought in my lifetime I would see America get like this. And it is honestly really sad to me. But it is Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day. Just a reminder, any of our super chats today are going to Operation Resolute. We will be donating those today. So check out operationresolute.org for